oh, if you have a rolling recession, why doesn't it pull everything into a recession at once?
Right.
And
At some point.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that that's possible. But historically, it's required what you call a shock. So, for instance, if oil prices spike to $300 a barrel would cause oil to be 15% of US spending. That is a shock because it's currently $50. But oil has to go up a lot. But in the past, that's caused a recession. The second type of recession is a financial system shock, like 2008. So if the financial system, the banks or credit has a crisis, then that pulls all the sectors of the economy into a recession.
Right.
But if manufacturing's in a recession or housing, it doesn't create enough ripples. Just keep in mind that in 2023, when the regional banks got into trouble, many people predicted a depression because they said, oh, the regional banks are going to be the firewall, and if they fail, all credit fails. But we had a regional bank crisis and the economy was fine.
BitcoinZella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to BitcoinZella today and enjoy the new edge. Tom Lee talks about why $7 trillion is sitting ready to buy. Stocks, markets, timing, big moves ahead. Let's dive in.
Anything is possible.
Sure.
So people can't say they know anything with certainty.
Yeah.
But in 2022, we had a series of rolling recessions that have continued. So for 3 years now. And in 2022, the S&P was down 27%. And earnings didn't recover until the second half of 2023. Investors at that time claimed the market was going to have more downside because of they thought the rolling recessions and the Fed tightening was going to lead to a bigger economic decline. We had argued strongly against that. We said that credit, the debt levels of consumers was too low to prevent a larger recession. Today, the same conditions are true. Businesses and consumers aren't highly levered. So there is risk of job loss coming, and that's why we could have a recession. But for someone to be so confident that we're going to have a recession, I think they're dead wrong.
Sure.
And by the way, that's what you're hearing. I think a lot of economists are declaring recessions. In my 30 years, I've never seen an economist get the recession right. So the fact that many are claiming there's a recession probably tells me the odds are very low of a recession.
Got it.
We usually go into a recession and economists deny it, and we're already in a recession.
Yeah.
That's what happened in 2008.
Ethereum has made an impressive comeback, climbing to a 3-month high of $2,700 and surprising many in the crypto community. After a rough start to the year and dropping over 58% from its January price, Ethereum's recent rally has caught attention. It surged 6% in the past 24 hours and 42% over the last week, outperforming many top-tier assets. This strong move came despite a wave of negative sentiment that had built up as Ethereum lagged behind broader market gains earlier this month. Analysts from Sandiment noted that fear, uncertainty, and doubt, FUD, hit their peak just days before Ethereum's turnaround, with May 6 and 7 seeing especially high levels of skepticism. But on May 8, Ethereum jumped 21% to cross $2,000, shifting the mood dramatically. Retail traders who were once bearish suddenly flipped to FOMO mode, eager not to miss out on the rally. Google Trends confirmed the shift, showing a spike in searches for Ethereum, a sign that mainstream interest is returning. Still, Sandiment warns that rapid hype often precedes a short-term pullback. While utility and network activity are rising, reflected in lower transaction fees and higher trading interest, Ethereum's fast-paced gains could slow. That said, with the right momentum, Ethereum might reclaim the $3,000 mark soon, especially if Bitcoin continues its climb toward $110,000.
I think people overgeneralize, and people oversimplify the nature of margins.
Okay.
I can tell you definitively in 2008, I saw economists and strategists after strategists declare S&P margins after 2008 would permanently decline. And when I was at JP Morgan, we forcefully argued that margins would continue to expand because productivity and automation allow smart businesses to radically cut costs and re-engineer. And during COVID, we had many people chronically declare margins were going to fall because difficulty of unlocking supply chains. And then when the Fed began to raise interest rates, people forcefully declared margins would decline because as either inflation rose or fall, companies couldn't keep up. So in every single instance that people have declared margins would shrink, that has not been the case. Now, if someone's going to tell me that margins are going to fall because of this trade war, I'm going to say that they do not have history on their side. I think U.S. companies have proven time and again that they are able to manage costs. That is their strength. They are better at managing costs because they care about shareholder returns. That is not the case with other countries. And so I don't have an answer for that, but I'll just say that I'm hearing the same arguments I've heard for 15 years, and everyone's been dead wrong.
The current risk-reward setup of the U.S. market, how does that compare to, sort of in your experience, different prior risk-reward setups? Meaning, we've obviously had a pretty strong drawdown. We've recovered a lot of that. Who knows what's going to happen from here? But are there sort of prior episodes of drawdowns and recovery that this is the most analogous to?
Nothing seems to ever match the periods of time in history. Keep in mind, when stocks fell during COVID, that never happened.
Sure.
And we upgraded stocks on the day of the low with zero certainty of how we would get out of that COVID. But we knew the market had gone through a liquidation event. And nobody predicted that we would recover to all-time highs, but we did actually because of the size of the decline. And in October 2022, when the Fed was raising rates, there was no certainty that inflation would fall or what the Fed would do. So many people thought stocks would continue to fall, but we had declared that to be a low, and we thought stocks would recover quickly, which indeed was the case. But we had no visibility on the roadmap out. But what was the common thread? Companies were very good at managing costs and earning their way out of these, and I think that's going to be the case again.
Shocking video footage has surfaced showing the terrifying moment four masked men attempted to kidnap the daughter and grandson of Pierre Noisat, the CEO and co-founder of French crypto exchange Paymium. The incident took place in broad daylight in the heart of Paris' 11th district, where the armed assailants leaped from a van and attacked a couple and their child on the street. The video, revealed by French media sources including AFP and France 24, shows the woman's partner being violently beaten as he tried to protect them. In dramatic turn, the woman bravely fought back. Reports say she managed to grab one of the attackers' handguns and threw it away, drawing attention with her screams. Bystanders began to notice, and the suspects, realizing they were losing control of the situation, fled the scene in a van later found nearby. Thankfully, the victims only sustained minor injuries and were taken to a nearby hospital. Authorities have confirmed that the woman is Pierre Noisat's daughter and the child is believed to be his grandson. The case is now being investigated by the Brigade for the Suppression of Banditry, a specialized French police unit. This chilling attempt adds to a growing number of violent crimes targeting high-profile figures in the crypto world. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.